Good early morning in Oxnard. The Cowboys will not be on the field today, so we are. Mike Fisher reporting from Oxnard, California, camping with the Cowboys. A Jerry Party review. Let me see if I can do this off the top of my foggy head because it feels like the party just ended and we took the bus back. Sean and RJ had a big old time. Jeff Kavanaugh and myself a big old time too at the annual Jerry Jones media party at Nobu in Malibu. And I said to Kavanaugh, in trying to talk him into going, I said, this is once in a lifetime. I mean, it's a billionaire. It's at Nobu. It's on the beach. It's Malibu. And Kavanaugh rightly said, well, it's not once in a lifetime. It's once a year, but good enough for me. We did have a chance to pull Jerry aside and have some G and then a Han just between us girls. We did do some of that. Let me see if I can do this off the top of my foggy head. In a one-on-one visit, we talked about Jimmy. And he knows how I feel about Jimmy. And I know how he feels about Jimmy. And you know how we feel about Jimmy. But my introduction to the conversation was, when you go to Canton, are you going to go find him and pull him into the corner and give him a hug? And he said, I absolutely am. He goes, you have to have a high level of affection for somebody to let them get to you the way we let each other get to each other. In other words, he used more colorful language than that. He used, crawling up your ass, frankly, is what he said. When you get somebody crawling up your ass, they must mean something to you, that. Jimmy means something to him. And I do think vice versa too, and I think we'll see that in Canton, and that'll be nice. And then I brought up the Ring of Honor, and I said to him, and he goes, Mr. Mike, I've heard you do this bit on the radio, and he has. But I was very specific this time. I said, I don't want to see. I brought up his grandson. I said, I don't want to see John Stephen inducting Jimmy's granddaughter. And I assumed that Jerry had thought of it that way before, but it sure didn't seem like it. It seemed like that struck a chord when I put it that way. And I hope it does. Obviously, Jimmy's going to the Ring of Honor someday. And I said to Jerry, let's hurry up about it. We talked about the yacht, the $250 million yacht, and how it travels around, and then Jerry flies to it, and will stay there for a couple days. He said Jean is on the yacht quite a bit, the lovely Eugenia, the prettiest girl in Arkansas in 1959. And she spends a lot of time on it. He darts in and out, and of course the joke that every guy says, rich guy, poor guy, when he gets his wife something nice, his buddies say, what did you do wrong to have to do that? That's his yacht joke. To the subject of Hard Knocks and football. And this was Sean Sharif and I quizzing him on Hard Knocks. And I said, this is I said it to the guy that runs sports. I said, this is a terrible football decision by you, Jerry Jones. He goes, I've heard you say that on the radio too. I've read that on CowboysSI.com. He's familiar with my view. He thinks it's all one thing. He thinks football and marketing and money are all. He doesn't think of it as, well, maybe I should just concentrate on just this. And you know what I think, and I know what you think, but I'm just explaining to you his view, that it's all one thing. He said, I was in Mr. Rogers' office, and he leaned over and said, Jerry, would you be interested in this year in having the Cowboys on hard? And I mean, the way he tells the story, the word knocks didn't even need to be said. As soon as the word hard was said, Jerry, you bet. Jerry stuck out his hand and shook. He wants it. It's all one thing to him. I disagree with it. I don't like it. And I think the Cowboys football team would be better if they didn't do it this way, but I certainly respect his honesty, Jerry's, and I respect the fact that he gives me access, so I can ask him these questions. Most of the talk at the party was not specific. You know, I don't think it's a good place. I don't think it's the right place to say, Mr. Jerry, what do you think of that third string? That's somebody else's bag. I think this is a unique opportunity to have a beer with a billionaire, and then to be able to share some of that with you. His granddaughter, Steven's daughter, got married in Napa, and he said, it was lovely, it was beautiful. That's why he missed a day here. He zipped up to Napa, and for the wedding, he goes, but she got married twice, and I'm thinking, well, that's unfortunate that she's that young. No, she got married at Napa after having got married at my house. They had the wedding in his house. He goes, I guess that's what they do now. He goes, as if my house wasn't good enough. It seems like my house would have been enough. So the double wedding for Jerry's granddaughter. And again, plenty of time to talk football, but this a unique opportunity just to kind of talk Jerry. Oh, by the way, Dale Hansen was there, and was there for a reason. Of course, he's retiring from his Channel 8 job. And he and Jerry have had a great, fun, long wrestling match. So Jerry brought him a gift. And they unwrapped it in front of everybody. Jerry called everybody around, and they unwrapped it. It was jocks and socks, a box just full of jocks and socks. Obviously calling back to Jerry's very early days here when he said what he's going to be in charge of. That's the Jerry Malibu party. We will have Sean and RJ, of course, on 105 through the Fan all day long, and I'll be involved all day long, and we will cover the Cowboys football like a blanket with the fish in Oxnard with the Cowboys. Fish out.